Hey everyone, welcome to Mia and Simon English Podcast. I'm Mia.
And I'm Simon. And today I want to talk about something a little unusual.
Oh, what is it?
Training your mouth.
Training your mouth?
Yes, like a muscle, like you train your legs for running.
Wait, are we talking about English speaking now?
Exactly. I think most learners focus on their brain, but they forget their mouth needs training too.
That's interesting. Say more.
Okay, so think about it. You can know a word perfectly in your head. You understand the meaning, the grammar, everything.
Right.
But when you try to say it out loud, it comes out slow or wrong, or you just freeze.
Oh my gosh, yes. That happens to me all the time, even in my second language.
Exactly. That's not a brain problem, that's a mouth problem.
What do you mean by mouth problem?
I mean, your mouth muscles literally don't know how to make those sounds yet. They haven't practiced.
So it's like physical training?
Yes, just like your legs need practice to run smoothly, your tongue, lips, and jaw need practice to speak smoothly.
That's such a strange way to think about language, but it makes total sense.
Think about a baby learning to talk. They don't just learn words in their head, they spend months making sounds over and over, training their mouth.
Babbling.
Exactly, babbling. That's real physical practice, not just mental learning.
So adults skip that step sometimes.
Completely skip it. Adults often just read, listen, and study grammar, but they don't practice speaking out loud enough.
I definitely do that. I read a lot, but I rarely speak new words out loud.
That's very common. And then when the moment comes to actually speak, the mouth just isn't ready.
It's like your brain sends the message, but your mouth doesn't receive it clearly.
Exactly. There's a small delay or the words come out mixed up.
Okay, this is making me think about my own experience. Sometimes I know exactly what I want to say, but my mouth feels stuck.
That stuck feeling is so real. Many learners think it means they're not smart enough.
But it's really just an untrained muscle?
Yes, it has nothing to do with intelligence, it's simply lack of physical practice.
That's actually relieving to hear.
It should be, because it means the fix isn't get smarter, the fix is practice more physically.
So how do we actually train the mouth then?
Well, one simple way is repeating sentences out loud, again and again, even if you feel silly.
Even alone in your room?
Especially alone in your room. No pressure, no audience, just pure practice.
I think a lot of learners feel embarrassed to speak out loud alone.
I understand that feeling, but it's actually the safest place to make mistakes.
True, nobody's watching you.
Exactly. And your mouth doesn't care if you're embarrassed. It just needs repetition to learn the movement.
This is such a different way to think about speaking practice. Not just vocabulary, not just grammar, but literally training the muscles.
Right. And once your mouth is trained, the words come out much more naturally, almost automatically.
Like you don't even have to think about where to put your tongue.
Exactly. It becomes automatic the same way walking is automatic. You don't think about your legs anymore.
So today, we're really talking about the physical side of language learning.
Yes, something people often forget, but might be one of the most important parts.
I'm excited to go deeper into this. What are some other ways to actually train the mouth properly?
One of my favorite ways is called shadowing.
Shadowing? What's that?
It means listening to someone speak and repeating right after them almost at the same time.
Like copying their voice?
Exactly. You try to match their rhythm, their speed, even their tone.
That sounds hard.
It is hard at first, but that's exactly why it works so well. Your mouth is forced to move in new ways.
So it's not about understanding every word.
No, not at all. It's purely physical practice. You're training the muscles to move faster and more naturally.
That's such a different goal from normal listening practice.
Right. Normal listening is for understanding. Shadowing is for speaking.
Two completely different skills.
Exactly. And most learners only practice one of them.
I've definitely spent way more time listening than speaking.
Most people have. Listening feels comfortable. Speaking feels risky.
True, there's no risk in just listening quietly.
Right. But your mouth learns nothing from just listening. It only learns from moving.
Okay, give me another method besides shadowing.
Another one is reading out loud. Simple, but very powerful.
I used to think reading out loud was just for children learning to read.
A lot of people think that, but it's incredibly useful for adults learning a new language too.
Why does it work so well?
Because when you read out loud, you're forced to actually produce the sounds, not just recognize them silently in your head.
So, silent reading trains your eyes and brain, but not your mouth.
Exactly. Reading out loud connects the written word directly to the physical sound.
That connection is probably really important.
It is. Without that connection, you can read fluently but still struggle to speak fluently.
I've experienced that exact gap before.
Almost every learner has. And it's not a failure, it's just a missing step in practice.
Okay, what about pronunciation of individual sounds? Does that matter too?
Definitely. Some sounds simply don't exist in certain languages, so learners' mouths have never practiced that shape.
So it's not laziness, it's literally an unfamiliar muscle movement.
Exactly. Nobody's mouth automatically knows how to make sounds it's never made before.
That takes away so much unnecessary guilt.
It really should. This isn't about being bad at languages, it's about needing more repetition for unfamiliar movements.
So repetition really is the key theme here.
Yes, repetition, out loud, consistently, even in small amounts every day.
Even 5 minutes?
Even 5 minutes. Consistency matters more than long sessions.
That's encouraging because 5 minutes feels very doable.
Exactly. And small daily practice builds muscle memory much better than one long session once a week.
Muscle memory, again, just like exercise.
It really is the same principle. Bodies, including mouths, learn through consistent repetition, not occasional bursts.
This is giving me a completely new plan for my own practice.
I love that. So now let's think about a common fear connected to this. Many learners avoid speaking out loud because they're scared of sounding wrong in front of others.
Oh, that fear is huge.
It really is. And I think that fear might be blocking a lot of people from ever training their mouth properly.
So how do we deal with that fear? Because it feels very real, even if we know it shouldn't stop us.
I think the first thing to understand is that mistakes are actually part of training, not a sign of failure.
Say more about that.
Well, think about a baby learning to walk. They fall down constantly. Nobody thinks that's failure.
Right, we call it normal.
Exactly, it's expected. Falling is literally part of the process of learning to walk.
So mispronouncing a word is like falling while learning to walk?
Exactly that. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you, it's proof that you're actually training.
That's such a helpful comparison. I never thought of mistakes that way.
Most learners see mistakes as embarrassing, but really, mistakes mean the mouth is actively learning new movements.
So silence is actually worse than mistakes?
In a way, yes. If you never speak, your mouth never practices and it never improves.
So staying quiet to avoid mistakes actually blocks progress.
Exactly. Fear of mistakes often causes more damage than the mistakes themselves.
That's such an important point.
And here's another thing. People often imagine everyone is judging your pronunciation very closely.
I definitely feel that sometimes.
But honestly, most listeners are focused on understanding your message, not judging every single sound.
That's true. When I listen to someone speaking my language with an accent, I usually just care what they're saying.
Exactly. You're not silently judging their tongue position.
No, definitely not.
So most of that fear is imagined judgment, not real judgment.
That reframe really helps. Okay, so besides changing our mindset about mistakes, are there practical ways to build confidence in speaking?
Yes, definitely. One method is recording your own voice.
Recording myself? That sounds uncomfortable.
It is at first. Almost everyone hates hearing their own voice initially.
I know I do.
But it's incredibly useful because you hear exactly where your mouth struggles without anyone else judging you.
So it's private practice with honest feedback.
Exactly. Just you and your own voice. No pressure from another person.
That removes the social fear part completely.
Right. And over time, you'll actually start noticing real improvement, which builds genuine confidence.
Not fake confidence, but confidence based on actual progress.
Exactly. Confidence built on evidence feels much stronger than confidence built on hope.
That's a powerful distinction.
Another method is talking to yourself out loud about your day.
Like a private conversation with yourself?
Yes. Describe what you did, what you're planning, even simple things like what you're cooking.
That sounds almost like a habit, not a lesson.
Exactly. And habits are much easier to maintain than formal lessons.
This whole approach feels less like studying and more like living in the language.
That's beautifully said. Training your mouth isn't really separate from daily life. It can become part of it.
So confidence doesn't come first. Practice comes first, and confidence follows naturally.
Exactly right. People often wait to feel confident before speaking, but really, confidence grows from speaking, not before it.
That completely flips the usual thinking.
It does. And once you understand that order, waiting for confidence stops making sense.
Okay, I want to talk next about how this connects to actual conversations with real people, not just practicing alone.
Good idea, because eventually all this private practice needs to meet real conversation.
Right, alone practice is safe, but real conversations feel completely different.
They do, because real conversations move fast, and you can't pause to think as much.
That's exactly what scares me. In my head, I have time. In conversation, I don't.
That's such an honest point. Speed is actually one of the biggest challenges in real conversation.
So, how does mouth training help with speed?
Well, if your mouth has already practiced certain sounds and phrases many times, it doesn't need extra thinking time.
Because the movement is already automatic.
Exactly. Automatic movements don't require conscious thought, so they're naturally faster.
That connects back to everything we said about shadowing and repetition.
It really does. All that practice builds a kind of speed reserve you can use in real conversations.
A speed reserve. I like that phrase.
Thank you. It's like saving energy for when you actually need it.
Okay, but what about conversations where you don't know the exact words in advance? Shadowing can't cover everything.
True, but here's the thing. Even if the exact words are new, the mouth movements are often similar to ones you've already practiced.
So it's transferable, like learning patterns, not just memorizing exact sentences.
Exactly. Once your mouth has learned enough common sound patterns, new words become much easier to produce.
That makes sense. It's not about memorizing every possible sentence.
Right. It's about training flexible movement, not fixed memorization.
Okay, what about nervousness during actual conversations? Even with training, some anxiety probably remains.
Absolutely, and that's completely normal. Training the mouth doesn't remove nervousness completely.
So, what helps with that remaining nervousness?
I think accepting a slower pace at first really helps. You don't have to speak at native speed immediately.
Right, there's this pressure to sound fast and fluent instantly.
But that pressure isn't realistic or necessary. Slow, clear speech is still real communication.
That's comforting. I think many learners feel embarrassed speaking slowly.
But slow speech with confidence is much more effective than fast speech full of hesitation and mistakes.
So, slowness isn't weakness, it's actually a valid stage of the process.
Exactly. Every fluent speaker went through a slow stage first. Nobody skips it completely.
That's an important reminder.
Another helpful thing is preparing small phrases in advance for common situations.
Like ordering food or greeting someone?
Exactly those kinds of situations. If your mouth has already trained those specific phrases many times, they'll come out smoothly.
So, it's like having ready-made tools for common moments.
Precisely. You're not inventing everything from scratch in the moment. Some phrases are already automatic.
That takes a lot of pressure off real conversations.
It really does, because you're not starting completely from zero every single time you speak.
This whole mouth training idea is becoming much more practical to me now. It's not abstract theory anymore.
Exactly. It's something you can literally practice today, in 5 minutes alone in your room.
I think it's time we bring everything together and think about how someone could actually start this practice from today.
Agreed. So if someone wants to start training their mouth today, where should they begin?
I think the simplest starting point is reading something short, out loud, every single day.
Yes, even just a few sentences. Consistency matters more than length.
And maybe adding shadowing later, once reading out loud feels comfortable.
Exactly. Building up gradually instead of trying everything at once.
What about the fear part? Should people wait until they feel less nervous to start?
No, definitely not. We already said confidence comes after practice, not before it.
Right, so waiting for confidence actually delays the whole process.
Exactly. The mouth needs movement now, not perfect confidence first.
I think the biggest idea from today is that speaking isn't just a mental skill.
No, it's physical too. Your mouth is a muscle system that needs its own training.
And mistakes during that training aren't failures.
They're proof that learning is actually happening.
I also loved the idea that real conversations use a kind of speed reserve built from earlier practice.
Yes, all that quiet, private practice pays off later in real moments without you even noticing it directly.
So the effort feels small each day, but it adds up over time.
Exactly. Small movements repeated daily build real fluency eventually.
If you had to give one simple challenge to listeners today, what would it be?
I would say, read one paragraph out loud today, slowly, clearly, even if nobody's listening.
Just one paragraph?
Just one. Small, doable, and it starts training the mouth immediately.
I love how practical that is.
Language learning doesn't need to feel huge or overwhelming. It can start with one small physical action.
Your mouth learns by moving, not by thinking alone.
Exactly that. Thinking prepares the words, but moving actually creates the skill.
This conversation really changed how I think about practicing speaking.
Same here, honestly. It's easy to forget the body's role in something we usually think of as purely mental.
So today, remember, train your mouth like you train any other muscle.
With patience, repetition, and permission to make mistakes along the way.
Thanks for listening to Mia and Simon English Podcast.
We hope this gave you something simple to actually practice today, not just think about.
Keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep training that mouth.
See you in the next episode.
Bye for now.